Friday morning. Excuse my bad hair and my appearance. I still haven't brushed my hair, but I'm just having some breakfast at the moment. I'm having oats with blueberries and coconut yogurt. The coconut yogurt is a new one I haven't tried before. It's banana and chia seeds, so it should be interesting. As you can probably tell by the title of this video, my frozen embryo transfer cycle has begun, which is very exciting, as well as nerve-wracking. I'm feeling a combination of nerves and excitement at this point, and I think that's only natural after everything that we've been through. I'm scared, but I'm also hopeful. And then sometimes when I'm feeling hopeful, doubt creeps in. Am I being too hopeful? Should I be more cautious and more reserved in my, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm confident, because it's just, so many things can go wrong and it's impossible to feel confident at this point. But I'm feeling very hopeful, and that scares me. I feel like being positive is so important, an important thing to feel. Got this little bit of hair sticking out. Oh, should probably go brush my hair. But I just wanted to sit down with you guys while I'm having my breakfast and let you know that my frozen embryo transfer cycle has begun. So my cycle started on Wednesday, but it was in the afternoon, and I was told by the nurse that if it's still spotting by 6 p.m, that you can't classify it as cycle day 1. So cycle day 1 actually started the day after I started spotting. So today, which is Friday, is cycle day 2, and I start my prednisolone today. I actually started 10 milligrams yesterday, which my fertility specialist told me to do, and then she said to take 20 milligrams as of today. So I got an opportunity to have a phone conversation with her. Was it yesterday? The day before. It was on Wednesday. So that was really good. We spoke for about 10 minutes. She went over my fertilization report and, you know, said that it was quite strange that only 4 fertilized out of 15 mature eggs. She said the sperm binded really well to the eggs, so there's no issue there. She doesn't think there's an egg quality issue. You know, I'm quite young still, I'm 29, and I had 15 mature eggs, which is a really good number. So she really didn't offer much of an answer. And I guess sometimes it's hard to have an answer. It's hard for me to shake the thought of it being potentially a lab issue. You know, of the 4 that did fertilize, 3 made it to freeze, which is pretty damn good. I've never had many make it to freeze. You know, in my last cycle I had 6 fertilize and only 1 made it to freeze. So I think 3 out of 4 making it to freeze is pretty decent. One of them is obviously abnormal, the other was unable to be tested, and the third is chromosomally normal, which is the embryo we will be transferring and is hopefully our rainbow baby. My fertility specialist said that she would be very surprised if this cycle didn't work, if I didn't become pregnant. But I've had in the past doctors feeling really positive and making me feel really positive. This is gonna work. This is gonna be my take-home baby, only to be crushed. So I am taking everything with a grain of salt. The doctors can be optimistic and tell you these things, but no one knows what's going to happen. Obviously, we've got increased chances because we know our embryo is chromosomally normal, so that does give us more hope. I'm taking medications this time that I haven't before, so that gives me even more hope. On top of that, it's just the feeling too hopeful scares me, and I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. Maybe it doesn't, but I do understand the importance of trying to be positive, and I'm going to do my best. Intralipids. So I'm going to be doing an intralipid treatment on cycle day 16, which will be about a week prior to my embryo transfer. So intralipids will be done on the 1st of September, and then if I get a positive pregnancy test, I'll have another infusion around 4 weeks, and then every 2 to 4 weeks after that until I reach 12 weeks. So that's the plan. I feel good about doing that. It's obviously still, even my fertility specialist is a bit, she's not overly convinced about intralipids, but she's willing to offer it to her patients who would like to give it a go. So I'm appreciative of that. If you're not sure what intralipids are, go look it up. I probably won't be able to explain it very well, but I'll be sure to show you guys and go over what's done when the 1st of September arrives, which I think is only 2 weeks away. Oh my gosh, it's crazy, this is all happening. So because I'm doing my frozen embryo transfer off a natural cycle, my transfer date all depends on when I ovulate. So I will be having regular blood tests around the time I'm due to ovulate, and my transfer will be 5 days after I ovulate. So I'm guessing it'll be around the 8th of September. My cycles are pretty regular. I had someone ask why I've chosen to do a natural frozen embryo transfer cycle as opposed to a medicated cycle. Basically, because I have regular cycles and I know I ovulate every month, my body is already producing the hormones that is needed. So I don't really need those extra meds to make my body do what it's already doing, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I could have done it. I could have done the medicated cycle, and the only difference it really would have made is I would know exactly when my transfer date would be, because obviously ovulation can change slightly, you know, from month to month. But because I have regular cycles, my body and hormones are doing what they should. I chose to do a natural. It wasn't really even a choice. My fertility specialist said you'll be doing a natural cycle because there's no need to do a medicated one. But yeah, I was happy with that. That's basically the conversation that I had with her on Wednesday night. Anyways, I'm going to do my hair. My box of natural products came in the mail yesterday. So I'm very excited to film that unboxing video. I mentioned that in my previous video. I'm trying to steer clear of synthetic based products and switch to more natural, environmentally friendly, organic as possible products. I put a big order in last weekend for some natural products from a company in Melbourne. They're called the Natural Supply Company. So I'm very excited to open that box. It's sitting in the hallway as we speak. I'm going to do my hair and perhaps film that video before I have to leave for my appointment. So today, I don't think I even mentioned that, I've got an appointment with my IVF clinic today at 1 o'clock to just go over my cycle plan, to meet with the accounts team and possibly pay for this cycle and pay for the transfer. I think that's it. I think that's all that will happen. We'll just go over the plan, and it'll just be with a Monash IVF nurse. So yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Blue skies. That's what you want. You want a nice sunny day when you don't have to be at work. Come here. Mom.
Not a coincidence. Someday I will see more than just your beauty.
Hey guys, I'm back from the appointment. I didn't vlog, the weather was crazy, the sun didn't last, it was bucketing down, rain, pouring, the traffic was terrible, people were driving so impatiently on a Friday afternoon. It was very, very stressful, so I did not vlog. There wasn't much to really vlog anyway. I just caught up with my nurse, who I found quite frustrating. I don't know if it was because of my mood from the traffic or whether she would just irritates me. I feel like she's really absent and she's not even, she's just disconnected. I don't know, I can't describe it, but she asked me the same things multiple times, you know, 5 minutes later, the same question. It's as though she's just reading off the dot points of the checklist and not even listening to me. So it was a bit irritating, to be honest. She started off by saying, "How are you feeling about this upcoming cycle?" And I said, you know, what I told you guys. Excited, but also nervous. And she said, "Oh, well, hopefully after this appointment you won't feel nervous anymore." And I just, it just, she clearly doesn't get it. She doesn't get that what I'm nervous about is the unknown and this cycle working. We won't know that at the end of the appointment. You know, it just, my cubes. You're saying hello to your friends. Oh gosh, thanks. Cooper. Oh my God. Are you right? Are you right? Coobs, come on. At least show your face. Sorry about that interruption. One of the things she wasn't making sense about was in regards to the abstinence for this cycle and trying to avoid conceiving naturally. You make me laugh, my honey. These crackers, by the way, are delicious. I haven't had lunch and it's 4 o'clock and I'm starving. So these are green tea and seaweed crackers, delicious, brown rice. And I'm having them with hummus, which is gluten-free, dairy-free, also delicious. Chickpeas, olive oil, sunflower oil, sesame, tahini, lemon juice, vinegar, garlic, salt. Yum yum. Anyway, enough cat footage. The reason behind abstinence during this cycle, she said it was because if you did get pregnant naturally and transferred your embryo, you wouldn't know which one was the PGS tested embryo. And in response to that I said, except for if one was a girl and one was a male, and obviously you know the gender of the embryo that you're transferring. And she kind of looked at me blankly, confused. And I just thought, if that confuses you, yikes, like, oh, I don't know. I was a bit frustrated with her. She kept asking me the same question. She was very disconnected and just really absent from the conversation, and probably couldn't care less, but that's okay. I don't have too much to do with her, which is good. I also saw someone in accounts today and paid for the cycle, which wasn't too expensive. I paid close to $2,000, but amazingly, because I did a freeze all cycle, I get most of that back from Medicare. So yeah, my nurse didn't really tell me anything I didn't already know. I didn't pick up any meds. I've still got progesterone pessaries and the Clexane. unused. I haven't used it. I bought it in preparation to do the fresh transfer that we were going to do. I'm all set and good to go. I'm kind of looking at it as we need to get through or past one hurdle at a time. The first hurdle being my hormone levels are all normal and good and where they should be, which I'm 99% sure they will be, but in saying that you just never know. The things that you don't even worry about at the beginning of a cycle always usually turn out to be the things that you just never know what is going to happen, and sometimes the things that go wrong are the things you never would have expected. So I'm not going to assume that my body is going to do what it should do, even though I'm pretty sure it will. Touch wood. Sorry, Coops. Scared him when I touched the table. So yeah, making sure that my hormone levels and my progesterone levels aren't too high at around ovulation. That would be my first hurdle. Second hurdle is the thawing of the embryo, which is something that I'm truthfully terrified about. And I filled out all of the consent forms with my nurse, and that was one of the things. I understand that there is a risk that my embryo will not survive the thawing process. And that just brought heaps of anxiety and flashbacks. Last December we attempted to do a frozen embryo transfer and our embryo didn't survive the thawing process. That embryo wasn't PGS tested, so it's very likely that it could have had a chromosomal abnormality. The odds are definitely in our favour for the embryo to thaw as it should. I think she said something about 95%. There's only like a 5% chance of it not surviving. I asked her what the statistics were for PGS tested embryos. She didn't know. So that's another hurdle, and I just pray it thaws okay. And then having it implant, that's the next hurdle after that. And getting pregnant and my HCG levels rising as they should, and there's just so many hurdles ahead, but I'm trying to take it one step at a time and remain as calm as possible. I didn't get a chance to film my unboxing video in between when I spoke to you this morning and before I left, and it's really overcast and grey and gloomy outside, so I don't think I will film it this afternoon. It's taking a lot of willpower not to open that box, though, I can tell you that. It's over here, I'll show you. Coops, you say hi to your friends? Are you in your box? Are you in your box? You look a bit grumpy. Are you grumpy? What you grumpy for? My sweet boy. So many expressions. Look how many boxes we have. We bring our fruit and veg home in boxes, and Cooper loves a box. He's just a box obsessed, and so I always feel bad putting the boxes in the garage because he just loves them. Anyway, so yes, my box has arrived and I'm so excited to open it. It arrived yesterday and I have not opened it. And I'm not going to open it until I'm sitting in front of the camera so I can share with you guys what I got. I have a full day tomorrow with seeing family. We're seeing Tim's mum for breakfast and then my mum for afternoon tea, and then we're having dinner with friends out at a restaurant. So it's a full day. I'm not going to have a chance to film tomorrow, so I'm going to be opening this box on Sunday and I will be sure to share it with you guys. I'm excited to see what these products are like. Makeup is really hard to find. Good makeup that has good coverage, that's natural, is a really hard thing to find. So I did get a sample of Eeek makeup, I think it's called, in there, in this box. So I'll be interested to see what that's like. But yeah, I've babbled enough. I hope you all have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing, and I wish you all the luck in the world if you're trying to conceive. I love hearing from you guys and hearing your stories. Honestly, it makes me so happy to have started this channel and to have found this community, because just knowing that there are other people out there going through similar struggles, it just makes you feel so much less alone. Last night I was watching Offspring. I don't know if any of you non-Aussie people know that show, but it's a wonderfully made Australian series. It's into its 7th season and I have loved it from the beginning. The main character is basically an obstetrician, and last night's episode had Tim and I both in tears. It was about a lady who was so close to her due date. She hadn't felt her baby moving. She came in to see Nina, who the main character is, the obstetrician, to do an ultrasound, and the baby's heart had stopped beating, and it was just, I immediately thought of so many of you who have reached out to me and shared your unbelievably heartbreaking stories. The things people go through, I'm just so grateful for this community and for the love and support that everyone offers each other. I think it's a wonderful thing. And so yeah, know that I'm thinking of you, anyone, all of you going through trying times and throwing lots of positivity through the screen. I hope you all enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.